Next, let's talk about AWS Control Tower. AWS Control Tower is a managed service provided by AWS that helps organizations set up and govern a multi-account AWS environment. It simplifies the process of creating the new accounts, configuring the security and compliance policies, and managing the resources across accounts while maintaining the desired level of security and compliance. AWS Control Tower is a service that builds on top of the AWS organization and provides additional functionality to simplify the management of a multi account AWS environment. AWS Control Tower includes pre configured templates and policies called guardrails that are designed to enforce best practices for security and compliance. It also includes a pre configured landing zone, which provide a baseline environment for deploying workloads in a secure and compliant manner. AWS Control Tower also include a centralized dashboard for monitoring and managing the environment, which provide visibility into compliance and security across all accounts. AWS Control Tower consists of several core components, including landing zone. This is a foundation of the AWS Control Tower environment. It is a pre-configured set of AWS accounts, networking, and security setting that provide a secure and compliant baseline for workloads to be deployed. Guardrails. These are pre configured policies that enforce best practices for security and compliance across accounts in the landing zone. Guardrails can be customized or created from scratch to fit an organization's specific need. Blueprint. These are reusable templates for provisioning and configuring the resources in AWS environment. Blueprints can be created and shared within an organization, providing a consistent and repeatable way to deploy the workloads. Organizational unit. These are logical grouping of AWS accounts within the landing zone. They can be used to apply policies and setting to specific groups of account. The AWS Control Tower workflow can be broken down into the following steps. Setting up the landing zone. The landing zone is set up using the CloudFormation template provided by AWS. This creates the foundational account and resources necessary for the landing zone. Configure guardrails. Guardrails are configured to enforce security and compliance policies across all accounts in the landing zone. These policies can be customized to fit an organization's specific need. Create OUs. OUs are created to group the accounts together based on the business needs. Policies and setting can be applied to OU to ensure consistent governance across accounts. Provision resources. Blueprints are used to provision and configure the resources within account. These resources are deployed in a secure and compliant manner as defined by the guardrails and policies. Monitor and manage. AWS Control Tower provides a centralized dashboard for monitoring and managing the landing zone. This allows the organization to easily monitor compliance and security across all accounts in the environment. Monitor and manage. AWS Control Tower provides a centralized dashboard for monitoring and managing the landing zone. This allows the organizations to easily monitor the compliance and security across all accounts in the environment. AWS Control Tower can be used in organization to ensure that all workloads are deployed according to the best practices. It can be used to ensure that security and compliance policies are enforced across all accounts. AWS Control Tower provides a consistent and repeatable way to deploy the workloads while maintaining a high level of security and compliance. There is no additional charges for using the AWS Control Tower itself, but organizations will incur the charges for the underlying resources used, such as AWS accounts and services.